That's funny.
Hello, and welcome to another Color Space Cadets podcast. I'm Jeff Greenberg, one of your three hosts over there. I've got Warren Eagles. Warren, where are you today?
Good day, everybody. Brisbane, Australia, 6 a.m. on a Friday. How are you?
6 a.m. on a Friday. You're in the future. And the other person that I can never say I'm a colorist in the room with, Kevin Shaw, and an extra. Hello, Kevin. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. I'm in London. It's 9 o'clock. It's actually, we had quite a nice day. We're kind of going through April showers already, but today was quite nice. Looking forward to some dry times.
I'm looking forward to some dry times in the desert.
Yeah.
And I didn't mute myself like a fool over there on YouTube. There we go. Pop out that chat like the rest of you. In the meantime, you guys excited? We get together in person.
Yeah.
We have a little mixer.
Yeah.
I'm really excited. Right. 4 years since the last NAB I was at.
I think that's probably for a lot of us. Yeah, you were. Not me, Jeff. Yeah, this year's going to happen. And Jeff, quickly, where are you, man? Tell the folks where you are.
I'm in the East Coast. I'm in Delaware. That makes me the first person anybody meets from Delaware. It's the land of tax-free shopping in the U.S., the #1 Apple store. But it puts me in New York or D.C. in about just under 3 hours. It's 4 o'clock my time, and I got to tell you, I am already in the vortex. The whole day has been just NAB communications. You guys?
Yeah, it's pretty much like that. A lot of exciting stuff to see. So I'm really got a buzz about
that. There's exciting stuff to see. There's exciting people here with us.
It's great people.
Some of whom are sponsoring the phenomenal people. How are we doing this today? Let's give people a rundown of what we're doing a little bit. Not every name, but just the concept.
I can do that. Well, we thought about, we got some great sponsors that are helping us with the mixer, but also there's going to be some people that have never been to Vegas. They've never been to NAB. So we thought we'd do a chance for sponsors to come on, quick 3 minutes, talk about where their booth is, what they're doing at the show, and maybe a tip. Maybe a tip for new people who are going to Vegas. What's the biggest tip you can give someone? Might be something we can throw out at our guests. So our guests are coming from our different sponsors, basically. But it's going to be a quick, fast-paced show.
We particularly want to hear anything they want to talk about that they're doing at NAB, anything that they're really excited about. In the pre-show, I gave Warren here a tip because he's going to a hotel he's never been to before. And we're not going to mention the hotel, Warren, but my tip was the Vegas sandwich of our people here at the moment. How many of you know what the Vegas sandwich is? So the Vegas sandwich is when you take a $20 bill and you put it between your driver's license and your credit card. And when you check into the hotel, you ask them, are there any upgrades by any chance? That guy will pocket the money or that gal will pocket the money. Don't you worry. 20 might be a little too loose nowadays. You might want to take it up to 50. If you're wrong, just think of it that you bet on black in roulette and you lost. If you win for like 10 or 15 bucks a night, you're in a much better room. What do you think, guys? That one a winner?
Mate, I think it's great, but I think we should probably get on with the show.
Well, we had to do a tip to get started, and there we go. Where are we going first, Mr. Eagles?
Where are we going first? We're hoping to get Dado, Abram, and Mazze up. Gigi's going to spotlight these guys up. And once they come up, hey, we got Greg up. Hey, Greg.
Yeah.
How are you, buddy?
Really good. I've been working all week. I was started the week in New York City and ended this week in Boston, or today in Boston. Just got into the office.
Fantastic. All right. Okay. Good to see you. Abram, how are you, bud?
Doing great. Thanks.
Excellent. And we got Mr. Dado. He's first up. Now, mate, you've got 3 minutes starting from now. Go.
So,
no.
I have to say that one of my actually best memories of Mixer was just before guys started doing Mixer. You know, I have to say that I remember, like, first of all, I have to admit that Kevin and Warren were my legends. When I was starting color grading, they were the big colorists back in the day, and they still are, but for me, they were my legends. So one day we were in IBC and they invited me and they asked me, hey, Dado, would you like to teach for ICA? And I was like, my God, you know, so somebody really wants to listen to, to what I'm talking. And that was probably one of my nicest memories. And I think we did like a couple of events in Amsterdam before we did the NAB. I think so.
Yeah, we were giving out T-shirts and mixers once, didn't we? A couple of quizzes.
Exactly.
Remember we
I want to
did
do the same. Can I please do the same? Is it okay if I bring T-shirts this time?
You can do. We've got the quiz exactly the same. We don't normally do the quiz in Vegas, but I love the quiz. And I think it's great for getting everyone together, isn't it? Who don't know each other. Suddenly you're with 10 other people you don't know, and you network with them and you meet new folks. So we're doing the quiz. Yeah, we can give T-shirts to the winners.
Perfect.
That'll be great.
I'll bring some with me. I'm actually just working on some really fun designs.
Cool, man.
And basically, yeah, I have been like a really busy, but working with developers mainly. And as you guys know, the GPT-4 is out, and there is a wonderful API that we are integrating in our product. And we really want to show that, because it's just really going to change. At the first, we're going to use it mainly to guide users through our application, but eventually it will help us do the work for us as well through the API. And then also we have a brand new product we're going to bring on the market. And then we have also something that I get asked about 10 times a day, when is it coming? And then I might be able to just show a little bit of that. I don't want to spill the beans completely, so let's kind of keep it a little bit exciting for the NAB itself. And then I will be at the Hedge booth. Hedge we're one of the very early investors in our company, and we will be really focusing there on showing, how our users benefit from the AI tools for onset, near set, dailies, fast turnaround, and really replacing all that rendering that we kind of generally do with the color metadata. We're big on color metadata. We really have created a wonderful system that attaches itself to your media and follows the media around no matter what platform you're on, and that's going to be really kind of my focus. So I will be back on the floor to demo after many years. Last time I did it for Iridas, and that year Iridas was sold to Adobe. And I remember last day I slept under the table, like this is how tiring it was to be like a demo artist for all the NAB. But I think I'm going to do it this year again.
Okay, mate. So you don't have a dedicated booth yourself. People can find you at Hedge. Yeah, is that right?
Correct. I will have a dedicated DIT card. Okay.
All right. Brilliant. That's good. It's good to know.
Like you and I he's speaking at some of the, I believe he's speaking at the Director of Photography Conference.
Yes. So yeah, I'm going to be doing I want to talk like that. I mean, look, like I kind of, was lucky enough that I got into this whole AI thing years ago. I think the first time we showed the first AI was 2018. So I get a lot of inquiries at the moment. I think everybody woke up to the idea, oh my God, AI could really work, right? So I'm getting a lot of that, but I am being a little bit selective, about it, because I have a, if it's an industry neutral talk, I'm happy to participate. And I think, I'm very, very excited about possibilities for cinematographers as well. So I think this is going to be a wonderful talk.
Cool, man. Love it. Thanks very much. Jeff, where should we go now? What do you think?
I think Dado was the bravest man in the room for starting off, but I want to go to my good friends in Georgia.
Hey.
Hi, Bram.
How's it going, Jeff?
It is so good to see you. I miss you so much, my friend.
Yeah, it's been a minute. You need to come back and drink some beers by the pool. But
we still talk about that in our house.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, but we'll be at NAB yet again. We were there last year and kind of at the first reincarnation. But we're there again. We're in Central Hall because there is no South Lower. So this year, so we'll be at C7038. And yeah, we'll have all our latest and greatest stuff out there. Showing some relatively new monitors. We really don't kind of release things tied specifically to trade shows anymore. We kind of do them rolling throughout the year. So like one of the most recent things we introduced is a new 16-inch OLED reference monitor, kind of bring reference grade monitoring in a really compact form factor to onset environments, so they can have something that matches, the $20,000-$30,000 reference monitors that are being used in post. So we're really excited to showcase that unit in particular. And we'll be showing that in both SDR configurations and in this HDR preview mode that we have. And then the other big thing is just we've updated our entire lineup to our DM series monitors. So we'll have all the DM series versions of everything out there. And that's important because the DM series has this auto cal functionality that we have, this direct connect volumetric auto cal that allows you to plug a probe in. And that's really culmination of a couple of years of work. One of the big projects we did that really simplifies life for everybody. Just plug a probe directly into the monitor. It does the entire calibration for you. And it allows you to select any gamut, any EOTF, any color temperature, any color matching function, and it will calculate LUTs on the fly for you on any of our monitors, even our entry level stuff at this point in terms of price point. So we're really excited to show those things at the booth, and we hope people will come by and take a look at it.
Cool. Now, Bram, should people make an appointment, or should they stop by the booth and make an appointment or just you slot them in? However, is that how you roll?
Yeah, I mean, if you, we certainly welcome people to just stop by when it's convenient. If you want to set a specific appointment with a specific person, we're happy to do that. We'll have several people there to help you. Our sales team will be there, our marketing team. If you want to set a specific time with me, I'm happy to talk to you specifically as well. Just shoot me an email. You can actually shoot sales@flanderscientific.com an email to get an appointment with us. But we're happy to meet with people. And again, feel free to stop by. It's a casual show for us. It's always busy. We always talk to a lot of people. But yeah, there's no need to make an appointment. But if you want to, by all means, give us an email.
And you guys have kindly donated a DM160 OLED monitor for our raffle at the Mixer.
Yes. Yeah. I know there's a lot of colorists who go to the Colorist Mixer, and that might be a little on the small side, but we're really trying to get through this message of having, reference grade imaging all the way through the pipeline. So from the very beginning, you can see things very accurately, whether that's a DP looking at a monitor, a DIT looking at a monitor, or a colorist looking at a monitor. We want everybody to have a consistent imaging pipeline, and that starts by not having crappy monitors set. So that's why we're highlighting that unit.
Yeah, but Bram, you'd be surprised, how many of us have, decided to take our grading on road, right? And that we work remotely and that we take an advantage of not having to travel into the post facility.
Sure,
and, having something like that, like a monitor that I can just, pull up, a little bit in wherever I'm staying at that moment is just incredibly beneficial. I really, you'll be surprised actually how many colorists will find that device useful. I know, you don't only think that colorists are people who come to big facilities with big monitors, we work now everywhere, right? And it's becoming more of a norm.
Yeah. No, absolutely. And this monitor, I think, really shines. I know some of the people here have seen it already, but it's only been out a couple months, and we really look forward to getting more eyes on it at the show.
Yeah. And what's the price point?
It's $4,500, and it is again, I think a really compelling offering for people who are looking for something extremely high quality. That's also it's insanely lightweight. You talk about traveling, it's 5.8 pounds. It draws 17 watts of power. It can run off of battery power. So this is really something you can truly take anywhere.
Beautiful.
Can't wait to see it in person.
Sign me up.
Yeah.
I've seen it, and it is awesome. I've actually put it next to a Sony dual layer HX310. It's fantastic. I trust it for grading. Absolutely.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Thanks.
And it's not HDR. Is it HDR as well?
So it has this HDR preview mode. So it can basically, it has this like tone map output. What's really nice about it though is that there's no loading behavior. So it's 400 nits max, but it can do that full screen. So, and that's something that we see a lot of times is that there are a lot of monitors that have HDR preview type modes, and they may even do 500, 600, 700 nits. The problem is that they have loading behavior so early that if you have any scenes with relatively higher APLs, like 200, 300 nits, they start to kind of dim a lot. With this, you don't have that. So it is actually quite compelling. And also we see this other thing happening where sometimes people will make a custom LUT on set to do like a 300 nit HDR preview. And we have a clip mode that you can use as well. They'll just map PQ perfectly up to 300 nits, or you can do a tone map version, like I said, that will show the highlights in kind of a soft roll off. So you can see if the camera's flipping or if the highlight detail is really there. It's really something you have to see in person to appreciate, but it really holds its own. And it's not a HDR mastering level monitor, but it's a $4,500 solution as opposed to a $30,000 solution that you can use on set.
And this is JOLED panel, yeah?
No, it is not. It is not a JOLED panel. So it is an RGB OLED, but it is not made.
Okay.
And the best place
Thanks,
to see it,
buddy.
of course, is coming up in about 14 days.
Yes,
15 days.
absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah.
Waz, you threw it to me. I'm throwing it to you. Who's next?
It is Mazze, and that's quite a good segue talking about on-set stuff. Mazze, welcome from Assimilate. How are you, buddy?
Hello, doing fine. It's shortly after 10 p.m. here in Munich. So I've had dinner by now.
Good, good.
Yeah, as you hinted, Assimilate is, well, for those who don't know us, we've been developing Scratch, which is a daily color grading finishing tool for the past 2 decades. And at this year's Colorist Mixer in Vegas, we're raffling a bundle, DidPack Plus, which consists out of LiveLux, our live grading application to color grade live camera signals, Hedge, which is not a software done by us, but it's a really great software for doing backup and offload of camera footage, and Scratch for dailies transcoding. So this is what you'll find at the Colorist Mixer. At the show, however, we're showing our very new virtual production tool called LiveFX, which is essentially Scratch, but for live signals. So you get all the green screen keying, camera tracking, DMX stage light control, et cetera, to, produce the most fantastic pictures in virtual production, be it green screen or LED wall based. Yeah, and lastly, and you can find us at the B&H booth in Central Hall, right across the big Sony space, if you've ever been there. And yeah, for the pre-show tonight, we're raffling a license of Play Pro Studio, which is particularly interesting to DaVinci Resolve users who are who have to deal with ProRes RAW footage, because Play Pro Studio supports it really, really well and can transcode it to conventional ProRes or to Cinema DNG with various compression levels if you want to keep it raw, and this way get it into DaVinci Resolve.
Cool. And we'll be doing that at the end of the show, folks. The end of the show. Thanks for donating that. We'll be giving that away at the end of the show. Quick one. What's your tip for new people, first time NAB visitors? One tip.
Oh, Jesus. Well, I'm not sure if the Tesla tunnel thingy still exists at the convention center. If you have to go from, I don't know, Central Hall to West Hall, stuff like that, big distances, use the Tesla tunnel thingy. What's it called again? Done by
Boring Company was the company that built it.
right. It was Elon Musk's a boring company. So it's not self-driving cars. It is basically taxi drivers in Teslas that get you from A to B, but it's really, really quick. You don't have to wait very long. I don't know, 1 or 2 minutes at best, and it gets you from A to B really, really fast. Saves you, I don't know, hours of lifetime over those couple of days.
Yeah, you mentioned there, we've heard about 4 halls already, haven't we? North Hall, South Hall, Central Hall, New Hall. There will be a lot of halls if you've not been before. So you need to, my tip is bring comfortable shoes. There you go.
Oh, definitely.
It's a pretty boring one, but you know.
And
we're gonna
allow time between meetings. I remember the first time I went, I had meetings every hour on the hour, and to get from I think it was the South Hall over to the West, it took me nearly an hour to get there. By the time you meet people and see things, it's it's a little smaller this year, isn't it? But still, allow time to get from one place to another.
Yeah, I think there's still no South Hall yet. That didn't exist last year. It was closed. Instead, they opened up the new West Hall, which is freaking big. But yeah, if you have to go cross halls, use those Tesla tunnels.
And the West Hall is across the other side of the monorail, is it?
Yes.
Yeah. And it's cloud only. It's only cloud. Like all the cloud providers are there. Yeah.
You have to
Does
get
that
up
mean it
into the
rain?
clouds to even get there.
Does it rain?
That
means it rains? It rains across that
It
side.
never rains in Vegas. When it rains, everything stops.
only on the West Hall. Right. Thanks, gentlemen. We're going to do a swap out. Thanks for joining. We'll see you in Vegas. See you at the Mixer. Thanks for sponsoring.
Vegas.
Really appreciate it. Thanks,
see you
guys.
soon.
Thank you all.
See you soon.
While they swap out, I'll tell you another practical tip is bring a battery pack. There is nothing more painful for me than to watch people fly all the way to Vegas, be at a convention hall, and point their butt on the ground, sit there while they get some dregs of charge from a power on the wall. I don't understand why you would fly that far and not spend $10, $20 and keep an extra charger in your pocket.
Good. I'm just going to write that down, mate. I'm going to write that down. I've got my list already. I'm getting ready.
I'll have one for you, Oz. I'll have a spare for you.
Do you think the food's going to get any better? We say that every year, don't we? The food's a bit ordinary there, but maybe you never know.
Go to Siam, 100% best Thai restaurant in the US.
All right. Okay. On with the show. Mr. Andy Knox, all the way from, I'm going to say the UK, unless you surprise me.
No surprises here. UK based. Yeah.
Excellent.
So, am I working? My video seems to be breaking up. Oh,
well, we can hear you though.
okay. Yeah.
Keep going.
Quite unexpected. I'll keep going. So yeah, glad to be back in Vegas after all the time. It seems to have been an age since we last visited, so it's going to be good to be.
And the internet, and he's gone.
And the internet in I'm going to guess just outside of London, Luton Way, has gone. So we're off the bench. Marcel.
Hey guys, can you all hear me? Good enough?
Yes.
Yeah. We'll come back to you, Andy. Don't worry. We'll come back.
We'll come back. Okay, right. So I'm going to guess you're in Europe somewhere.
Yes, actually, I just moved to the States, by the way, in October. So I'm now working at HQ. So I'm basically now based in California, but I'm spending some 3 weeks before NAB with my kids in Germany. So I just saw Mazze from Munich, and I was like, there's another guy actually, hey, in Cologne, right? Yeah. So I'm just,
Cologne.
10 p.m. too. But anyways, thanks for giving us the platform to present. And I just had a deck here, but I was like, no, I don't. Nobody does decks, so I don't. No death by PowerPoint. So I give you just a little bit of the updates. There's some real cool company news here first. We have a new team member joining us very soon, officially on April 1st, which is David Abrams. You probably know Dave Abrams, the Hollywood calibrator, I would say Avical. He's joining us full-time as our new senior product manager, Calman. And so I think this is going to be a game changer because we're going to have a very experienced person getting into this place for supporting us. And yes, Warren.
So just explain where you're from, your company, because people might not know you.
Of course. I thought it's Portrait Displays, of course. So we are with Calman is coming from us, the color calibration software. And I'm VP of marketing. I just joined full-time this company last year, and that's also the reason why I actually moved to the headquarters in California. So Dave is actually joining us and becomes our new senior product manager in April 1st. So what we are going to do is at NAB, we're not going to have a booth this year because since COVID, we're just checking what's truly going on, how everything is bouncing back and how things are developing. This is the reason why we are not having a booth this time, but we're going to be there in person. So Dave and I, we're going to be there. We're just going to meet a lot of people. We are available for meetings. And what we're also going to do is we're going to support the ASUS ProArt Masters talk this year. So Dave is actually going to talk about how you get the best quality out of the PR32DC OLED monitor, for example, and how you would utilize Calman with workflows to get the job done. I will talk a little bit more holistically about solutions within their lineup and how to get basically color accuracy from lens to the living room and beyond. So it's more kind of a holistic approach why you should care, especially in contribution and in the entire color workflow and making sure your displays are right. So it's kind of a little bit of this part. Yeah.
Can we join that? Can we join that discussion, or
absolutely?
How do we do that?
I think what you all need to do is watch out for social media posts from ASUS ProArt. They're all coming out, I think, in the next 1 or 2 days. I think tomorrow is going to be, there's an embargo. Social media post will come up with the date. And no, it's actually at their booth. It's 1531. And it's on April 17th. That's when I'm going to have my talk at 11 a.m. And Dave is having his talk on the 18th, which is Tuesday at 2:30 p.m. So, but you will see definitely the news from ASUS coming up, and also watch out and just get to our social media channels, Facebook, and we're going to announce that as well. So you can find that there as well, of course, right?
Fantastic. Thank you.
And then finally, super exciting. I can't wait to see what you guys are doing. Your tools are so integral to everything.
Yes, and there's cool stuff coming up too. So, I mean, Calman is going to have some very nice, neat new hardware integrations. There are a few things I cannot talk about tonight, but we can talk about this very soon. We're also going to team up with a couple of partners at that show, where we're going to announce a few new hardware integrations. And of course, we're going to support the mixer. And of course, speaking of the mixer, so what were my best experiences? One of the first things is, speaking of power banks, I remember that was kind of a lifesaver once, because I think one of my first items I got from you, Warren, was that power bank. I think it was IBC. I'm not sure, one of the mixers at IBC. When I was running out of juice, and that was one of the things. But I can tell you, for the newbies that go to Vegas the first time, I just can tell you this: they're great parties like at the Lavo, or you go to the access clubs if you like electronic house. But you have to make sure that as soon as you have a good time, and it goes until 5 a.m. in the morning, and on the next day, you probably want to attend a conference and you meet James Cameron or John Landau, as I did. And I showed up on a picture with those guys. It was one of the coolest days of my life, but the picture looks pretty awkward. So if you have some really nice, interesting meeting or conference on the next day, make sure you know how far you go on that night, having a good party time in Vegas. So this is just all I would say about this. We also
one crazy tip on that, Marcel, is you can actually have somebody give you IV fluids at your hotel if you needed it.
That's right.
Only
that's
in
right.
Vegas.
Yeah, that's right. I saw there's even a bus, right, that goes around, and you can actually book there, right? We also give, of course, we have prizes for the raffle, not for the raffle, for the quiz. I'm sorry. And this time we're also going a bit further. We're not just doing Calman Studio bundle with the C6 meter, but we also, the first time, give away a license for patterns from Mac OS. So to calibrate your MacBook or your Mac monitors. And we also give away a license of patterns for iOS. So for iPad Pro, for example, that now can be calibrated in reference mode. And so that's something that we're also going to add to the list this year. So it's actually pretty awesome. Yeah.
Cool. Thanks. Thanks, Marcel. Long-term sponsors. Sorry, Jeff.
Yes, that's in front of the monitor. I want to talk about behind the monitor and take it over to Jason, who, by the way, if I could rip my camera off, you would just see like all of your product like all over my room.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
I'm very excited to be involved in the mixer this year. I was going to sign up in 2020. We know how that went. And I apologize for my first emails after the first email went out saying you put the wrong logo on there, because people, our company is called Scenic Labs and no one knows us as that. They know us as Medialite. So I wanted to make sure that they actually knew that we would be there. Yeah, we actually have a lot of, well, for us, we have the kind of, people say that we can't party because our lights are only, a D65. We don't do the whole hue multicolor changing thing, but for us, consistency is important. We want you to be able to we want you to have the same exact lighting in every installation, in every grading bay. And our focus has been, especially over the last 3 years, on improving both the SPD of our products, making it closer to sunlight, improving the accuracy, the CRI, which is also a function of the SPD, but making it closer to D65. And a big push in 2023 that we kind of took as one of our projects is we're making all of our products, they're all going to be flicker free by the end of this year. So right now they're all available with flicker-free options, but we hope to have them only in flicker-free versions by the end of the year. So desk lamps already flicker-free. Our US bulb is being shown at NAB. It's now flicker-free and dimmable. We have a flicker-free dimmer that's available with any of our lights. The Eclipse ships with one by default. All of the Pro 2 models ship with one by default. But probably the most exciting thing for me for this show is it's born of a partnership with actually a former competitor. I'm sure you've heard of Ideal Loom bias lighting. And we were competitors for years, but it was good-natured. And then a couple of years ago, we were like, let's see if we can work together on something. And that's where the desk lamp actually first came from. It was based on input from Alan Brown as well, the kind of features that people would need. So for this show, what we're actually showing are, we're doing 4 models of Ideal Loom by Medialite linear profile versions. So we have one that's a 20 centimeter one. That's a really cute one, which would be perfect for a laptop, for example, for a portable setup where you don't want to put tape on the back of a MacBook, for example. You can either fix it to the back or just place it on the desk. And we also have a 45 centimeter one, which is a little bit shorter than the previous linear profile that we had under the Medialite brand, just so that it fits behind some of the smaller monitors without projecting out from the sides. The brightness for the Ideal Loom versions is the same brightness as all of our strips. Now there is the diffuser. The diffuser is removable. You do lose a little bit of brightness when you have the diffuser on. Obviously, you sacrifice some there, but most colorists, especially, are using it at a fairly low level anyway. And it's as bright as the longer strips. We're not just taking our strips and sticking them inside. It's fine-tuned for each of the different lengths. So so each one draws a full 900 milliamp from USB. They still run off of USB, but they're as bright as they can possibly be off of USB. And this one is running off of the flicker-free dimmer now. And usually you can see flicker really badly on Zoom calls. And you can see that as this one dims down to lower levels, it's, I think it's probably the green screen is cutting it out. But
yeah, I think we get it.
Yeah, but you don't see any flicker there, which is really nice.
No, true.
So we're excited. We're going to be at the Flanders Scientific booth again. This is either our 4th or 5th show there with them. That is booth C7038. And we'll have everything there to show. Some of it, we do have a 220 volt version of the bulb coming as well, but based on feedback from some of our dealers, we're working on the dimming range a little bit. It just behaves a bit differently. We want it to work on the widest range of triac dimmers possible.
Cool, man. All right. Thanks a lot, Jason.
Thank you.
We'll come by and see you. 2 birds with 1 stone at Flanders.
Yeah.
We're going to go to another long-term mixer sponsor, Mr. Andy Knox, again for the second time.
Second time tonight. The internet seems to be back in the UK, thankfully. So yeah, great to be put back to Vegas again and sponsoring the mixer, as you say, long-term sponsor, Tangent. We don't have our own booth at Vegas this year. Like Marcel, we're kind of seeing how things go with after COVID and shows and so forth. But we're going to be attending and looking around to see what's going on. We've got a couple of software developments coming up, which we're going to be announcing around NAB time. But the teaser is it's Unreal Engine support for our panels because color grading virtual production seems to be such a big thing these days, or getting that way. So we're looking at that, and we have our plugin out already, but we've made quite a few advances over the last few months to that. Also, we've added a function called Warp Engine, which will allow our panels to control functions of software that aren't built into the software by using a mouse or moving the mouse around the screen for the user. So that's something that is in beta at the moment, but hopefully we're going to be able to release it at NAB. We also have the black edition of our element panels coming out. It's been Europe only for a few years, well, a couple of years, I think, but now we're making that worldwide as an NAB special. So while stocks last, the black edition is going to be out. And we have a black edition element TK panel as a prize for the at the mixer at the raffle. So we're very happy to be providing that. And we do have another quite big announcement to make, but sadly I can't say anything about that yet. So wait till the 16th.
Well, I've been on the beta. I've been on the beta for the Warp Engine, and basically that means if you've got a Tangent and you are a Resolve user, thanks to Blackmagic, they are sponsors, but are not on this show tonight. You can map now your element by associating mouse clicks to any button that you want on the element. So that really opens that up as being a really usable project. And I've started mapping mine out. So that's going to be really cool. So that's called Warp
it's something
Engine.
that people have been asking for ages, is why can't you control this part of Resolve, or why can't you control Media Composer and things like that. So we thought, well, hey, let's build it in rather than relying on third-party tools to do this kind of thing. So yeah, very excited about that.
Is that a software update, Andy?
Yeah, it's a software update to our hub. So there's no charge for that. It's just part of the rollout. And so anybody who has any Tangent panel will be able to make use of this.
Very nice.
Like this one
Thanks,
right
Jeff.
here.
Like that one there. Exactly.
It goes with me. It travels with me everywhere.
Great stuff.
And that's the Ripple which we're giving away today. Is that right?
So yes, of course, I forgot. There's a Ripple going today as well. Yes.
At the end of the show, we're giving away a Ripple. So great.
Stick around.
Thanks a lot, Andy. We'll see you. We'll see you soon. 2 weeks time. Thanks. Wow. Ladies.
CJ Mars. Good to see you.
Here we hey. Now we've got some real colorists in the house. Now you guys are coming from where? Let's tell everyone where you're from.
We're in Melbourne, Australia. It's early here, so apologize if we're still kind of waking up.
7:40 a.m.
And you guys are in the office?
Yeah, we're at the office. Just easy to be both of us to be here together.
Yeah,
and so let's tell people it's a new shop you've got there. Yeah, what sort of work are you doing, and how's it going?
Yeah, so this is Mood Lab. We're a studio basically focused mainly on color. We're kind of not talking about ourselves as a post house. We're really interested also in that front end of grade, dailies, look design, look development, things like that as well. We've got 2 grading suites.
One HDR, one SDR.
Yeah, one HDR and one SDR. But we're super new, super fresh. We're so excited to be coming over to NAB Show because we're in that early phase of the business as well, where we can we haven't even locked down our storage system yet, like things like that. So it's cool to, be in that position and be going over to see what all the latest releases are and things. So.
Yeah, and kind of do a bit of research and solidify some things for us as Mood Lab.
Yeah, and meet everyone. I mean, I've been wanting to go to NAB Show for so many years.
Yeah,
I'm so excited.
Me too. I lived in LA for like 7 years and never went, so I'm coming all the way from Melbourne to go.
DJ, but you guys got. Did you get to Vegas ever?
I went to Vegas once, and I could take it about for 2 days before I needed to leave, but at least it'll be like industry stuff, so it'll keep me a bit entertained and calm for the 5 days or however long it is.
Right. The first day there is like a day. The second day is, like a half a week. The third day is like a year, and by the fourth or fifth day, you just can't remember the rest of the world.
I think that's just Vegas. Yeah. No matter what time of year you go.
We'll be interested to hear what you learned from coming from Vegas. You missed some of the earlier tips, so you'll have to go back and watch the podcast.
Right. Yeah,
we'll get you a summary, though. We'll get you a summary.
Thank you.
Yeah, I was going to say now, there is an Aussie and Kiwi night, but it won't be the most wild thing you've ever been to. I would probably say that. But but it's a bit strange. You could obviously meet a lot of these people in Australia, but we go to another country and we meet same Australians, which it's good to do. It's good to meet other people. Yeah. That'll be Saturday night. But our mixer, you guys coming to our mixer, hopefully. Sunday night.
Yeah.
Tickets still around. And it's basically walkable for the show. So it's about a 15-minute walk down from the show. So it's not far.
Oh, great.
Don't do it. Take a cab. Don't or an Uber. Don't walk. Your feet are gonna hurt so much. Just take the Uber.
I don't know. I'm from New York. We walk a lot, so
I was just in New York 3 weeks ago. Still take all the Ubers.
So we've got quite a lot of sponsors in the house. What are you guys really shopping for at NAB, if any of them are listening, or anyone else is listening?
Storage from OWC.
Storage for sure is something we're looking at. One other thing we're sort of developing is and looking at is our cloud-based workflows as well. So anything that we can host a virtual workstation. So, we're interested in talking to the LucidLink guys. And what else? What are we looking at?
I don't know. I'm just, and HDR stuff. I'm kind of, it's going to be like, I'll probably be a bit like a kid in a candy store. I won't know where to go.
Yeah.
So I might need to make a proper list, or we'll look at some recommendations from other people about. So I'm excited to just see everything.
Actually, the list idea is a really good thing to do. The NAB app will use the GPS and help you find the booth. And if you've never done that, it's amazing. Just because it's so easy to get lost and not know where something is.
Okay, great.
We'll have to red hats so we can find each other, or flags, like when you go on tour, so we can wave it and find each other in the crowds.
One of the best things is about NAB is just bumping into people and meeting people at things like little events and lunch times or the pub just across the road. And then they say, well, go here, go there, and you get those little nuggets of information. And that's what's really good about the show.
I think it's going to be so different being there, that being on the ground and online, that I've always just tried to follow it and read articles and things. It's not quite the same as it. It's as bumping into people and getting talking.
Yeah, and I think that's probably that's the bit that I'm kind of looking forward to as well, like those kind of random things that you just end up meeting up with people and just catching up with people that we're, like you said, we're here, but we kind of work in a bit of silo, don't we? Like we don't really see each other as often as we'd like. So it'd be good to just catch up with people that, I haven't seen since before lockdown, basically.
And that, for me to connect with that international community as well. Like I'm sort of very much Australia and New Zealand, but never really outside of there. So
so that'll be awesome. Good. Yeah.
Fantastic. That was a good segue with New Zealand there, CJ. Thank you for that. Henessey, how are you?
Hello. I'm good, thank you. How is everyone else?
Fantastic. It just let everyone know where you are and what you're up to and what time it is there.
Yeah, so we're based in Wellington, which is the capital of New Zealand. It's currently 9:45 in the morning on Friday for us, so pretty early. But yeah, we're really excited to be here.
It's
So,
fantastic,
yeah.
isn't it? It's Friday already for us here down under. So
I know,
should get
it's
a
so
cold
good.
drink.
You
I'll
guys
get a
are in the
beer in a
future.
minute.
You guys are always in the future.
Let's get stuck into it. It's Friday. So tell us about film. What's happening? What are you at the show? You got a booth? What are you doing?
Yeah, so in case if you haven't heard of FilmConvert before, we create color grading and color correction plugins for video editing softwares. So we have two products, which is FilmConvert Nitrate and Cinematch. FilmConvert Nitrate is a film and grain emulation tool, and Cinematch is a color correction and camera matching tool. And I think they're pretty cool. We don't have a booth at NAB this year, unfortunately, but we are just going to be wandering around, scoping it out, because I've actually never been to NAB before. I've never been to the States before either. So I'm really excited to see what it's like and experience the craziness that is Vegas. But yeah, and I'm just really excited to be able to connect with people in person. Like you guys were saying, being this far away from everyone, it's really hard to make those really interpersonal connections with people. So that'll be really nice. And we also have a lot of sneak peeks at some exclusive features coming to Nitrate in the future, which a lot of people are going to be very happy about. So can't wait to share them all.
Excellent. Good news.
Henessey, how will people find you?
I don't know. I feel like I look pretty ridiculous as is. So if you just see like a curly mullet walking around the convention center, you can be like, oh yeah, that's Henessey, sweet. Otherwise, we'll be wearing merch and things like that as well.
Okay.
But if you hear a
Henessey,
grating
I'm
New
gonna
Zealand
be-
accent.
Hennessey, I'm going with my full curly mullet when I get there. What are you talking about? It's going to be all over the place.
No.
It's really common in Vegas.
Oh no, what a shame. I guess
I
we'll just
think,
have to be matching.
We should do a Thomas Crown affair one day and everybody go in with the same red caps or whatever it is we can choose to do.
Absolutely.
Cool.
I don't want to stop talking to her, but we do have so much to get through today. Henessey, thank you for being part of the Colorist Mixer. Up next is the strongest man I know, Paul Saccone. Paul, how's that tricep?
It's going well. The tricep is healed. Jeff is referring to, I think it was NAB 2018 or 19, the day I was supposed to fly out. I was at Blackmagic at the time, for those that don't know. I was at the gym and I tore my tricep and I had to bail from the show, which of course ruffled a lot of feathers back at the mothership. Yeah, we all decided not to tell Grant Petty until his plane landed in Vegas so that, he could get some sleep on the flight. Anyway, the tricep
was not the same without you. Was not the same without you there. Period.
So I am, for just a little background, I moved on to Frame and Frame got acquired by Adobe. So now I'm at Adobe and really thrilled to be here on the virtual mixer and to see all of you in person again. I'm responsible for marketing of all of our pro video apps at Adobe. So that's, Premiere, After Effects, the whole lineup. But our theme this year at the show is create your best work all together now. And it's sort of a little play on words because it's about collaboration, multi-user editing, the Frame.io stuff, bringing all those workflows together with our apps. But it's also about reconnecting in person because we haven't seen so many people in years. So we thought that was really nice. And we've started a lot of work on re-engaging with the community, specifically the pro community, because, we feel like we can be listening better and we can be using our relationships and working together to just build better solutions. So we're going to have some great new announcements at NAB, and you are all invited to a sneak peek at what those are going to be. I'm going to ask Nakisha to paste into the chat a link to sign up if you'd like to hear the news before the show. It's going to be very exciting. I can't wait to show you. But one of the things that we are really focused on, as I mentioned earlier, was just re-engage with the community. And we're really focused on things like quality and stability and performance, just making Premiere and After Effects software that you love using, not that you just have to use. So we're really getting back in touch with the community, and that's part of this all together now message that we're doing. So I'm really excited about that and all of the stuff that we're doing around that area. We do have those announcements. So Nikisha did paste that in. We are excited to join you at the Colorist Mixer. We are giving away a year of Adobe Creative Cloud. So that's a lot of fun. I know a lot of people use the software. And in addition to the Colorist Mixer, we are hosting a community mixer on Monday, April 17th, right after the show closes. So before you head out to gamble or eat the good Vegas food, I suggest just stopping by. And Keisha can also drop a link to the registration in the chat too, if you wouldn't mind. But yeah, we're super excited to be back at the show. We have a brand new booth at NAB this year. We are in, look at the number, North Hall 2438, N2438. So just follow the big Adobe sign on the outside of the building, and that's the entrance where you can find us.
So Paul, I would say you've done a few NABs, yeah?
Yeah, I think this is like 25 maybe.
Oh, and so what's your tip for the newbies? So what would you say? What should people be?
So I think the most important tip, I wasn't sure if it was Jeff or somebody else that said it, the sneakers, the comfortable shoes.
That was Kevin.
That was Kevin. I'm gonna just +1 on that. And for those that haven't been there, if it looks close, don't even think about walking because it's a mile. Like literally.
So
you'll be like, oh, that hotel's just across the street. I can walk over there. And 40 minutes later, you're going to be wishing that,
Scale has no meaning. Scale has no meaning.
It is absolutely crazy. I've also found that some of the best restaurants are like hole in the wall dives. You don't have to go to the big fancy hotels to eat well. There's one right across the street from the convention hall called Puro's. It's like an old Italian restaurant with waiters that have worked longer than I've been going to NAB. And it's just great. And I think, Jeff, you mentioned the Thai restaurant, right?
Lotus of Siam. It's phenomenal. And check the chat, check the Zoom chat when you're done, Paul, because we need to catch up.
Yeah, I will absolutely. And I've actually had some really great sushi in Vegas, which scares me because it's a desert, but
There's also sharks and dolphins somewhere there, so that makes so much sense.
Yeah. So super excited.
We of course love you here, love you as part of the mixer, love Adobe's engagement around color in the community. It's always great to have you.
Thank you so much.
Waz, please introduce our friend Jose.
Jose is coming via Nacho. Nacho is one of the, I'm going to say, faces, and he is a real personality of our industry, if you've not met him. But Jose is going to stand in for him today, coming all the way from Mexico.
Exactly. Thanks, guys. So I'm Jose Luis Tamez. I'm a Colorfront product specialist. I'm also part of Dolby. I work both hats. I'm the instructor for Dolby Vision in Latin America, so I do both things. So basically what we're coming and showing in Vegas, most people know us about Transcoder, our mastering solution, which is basically, the standard, everyone uses it. So we'll be showing all the new features for Transcoder at a suite at the Conrad Hotel. It's going to be, it's like a 12-minute walk from the convention center. So that is one of the big things. But we also want to invite you guys to try out our streaming solution. As Dado was saying, now it's hard to get clients into the room, but we still need to get reference quality video out. So we have the Streaming Server Mini, which is basically a software solution that it's free. Actually, I'm going to paste the link, so if you guys can broadcast it. People can sign up, and as long as you have a computer with an I/O card, whether it's a Blackmagic or AJA, you can stream whatever you have on your screen, and it can be seen in a really secure reference quality signal anywhere in the world. We have an app for iOS, for iPad, for Apple TV. It works also in Mac. It works in Windows. And you can use either the player or allow the app to take control of your I/O. So let's say, for example, that I was here in my grading suite, I was showing you something, and the app takes control of your 310, down in Australia or in New York or wherever you are, and you get to see exactly what I'm seeing. Reference quality HDR, Dolby Vision even, if you guys want. And for now, it's completely free. So you guys can sign up for the beta. At some point in time, we're going to charge for it, but for the meantime, you can sign up for free. Obviously, if you can get SDI out of anything, let's say Resolve or Premiere or After Effects or Nuke or whatever you want, as long as you can get SDI out, you can loop it into the Blackmagic card or using the feature from AJA, and you can stream that out. We also support NDI. And I mean, its reference quality works great. If you have further needs, we also have the streaming server, which is a 1U appliance that can allow you to stream up to 4K streams, up to 444 in full reference quality, completely secure. And something that is really nice is that we can control this through a browser. So the invites can be one time only. Everything is personalized. Everything is really secure. So I invite you guys to try it out. And if you want to be part of our demos, please shoot an email. I'm gonna type my email here. Shoot us an email. We can set you up for one of the presentations at the Conrad Hotel if you guys are interested.
Yeah, I've been testing it with the guys down here, the Rebel Fleet for data, and the quality is really good. They're streaming this stuff, and obviously it's got to be. The quality is obviously brought down to be able to stream it, to be able to grade it, but I'm sticking it up here on my monitors, and it's great. I think it's working really well. So it's definitely worth a look. And I think it's going to be great for things like remote dailies. Like, do you need the person sitting on the truck or in a tent or on the set all the time? Maybe not. We're trying to streamline things to save money, then it would be a good one.
In fact, we have clients that are doing remote QC from set using our streaming technology. This streaming technology is also built into our products, Onset Dailies, Express Dailies, and Transcoder, as well as QC Player. So people are actually doing remote QC from one city to the next. Obviously, I cannot mention the client based on confidentiality issues, but they're actually doing it, and it has been working great. So I encourage everyone to give it a try. It's free. There's no limit on the amount of streams that you can actually get or the length of the streams. So please give it a try, and hopefully you'll find a good solution out of it.
Cool, man. Thank you. Thanks, Jose. Thanks for joining. We're gonna switch up our next guests.
Thank all of you so far. Yeah, we've got 2 more left, and we're almost on schedule. We're almost on schedule. That's okay if we're not.
I'm gonna say to Kevin, where can people find you at the show, mate? Are you doing any presenting, or what are the CSI doing at the show?
Sorry. Yeah, so CSI on Sunday afternoon, there's a presentation, a live panel with Lou Levinson. They'll be talking a lot about just what we've been talking about, cloud-based works. And then at the mixer, and then I don't have a booth, we don't have a booth, but I'll be roaming the halls and making appointments. So if you want to contact me to make an appointment, then let's do that.
Yeah, it's just, I just want to make sure that the mixer is only really happening through the support of the Colorist Society. It's a non-for-profit. iColorist, so that's why me and Jeff are involved. We host the event. The money side of things is all going through Colorist Society. So we really hope that we can keep this going into IBC and keep the ball rolling. We're going well. Tickets are selling really well. Obviously, with the help of you guys who come along and the sponsors who sponsor it. So who have we got up next, Mr. Jeff?
Well, Waz, I'm going to do this really wonderful thing. Hey, CJ, Mars, I want to do your first virtual, but soon to be live introduction. I'd like you to meet Sam Mestman. Sam, if you've ever heard of this thing called a jellyfish in LumaForge, they were picked up by OWC, and Sam's the brain behind it. He was from LumaForge, and you'll want to meet him because he's got amazing storage solutions, and he's working for a great group. So CJ, Mars, that's Sam, that's CJ and Mars. I'll get out of the way. Sam, I want to hear what you guys are doing at NAB.
Hey, everybody. Well, first off, I want to say it is good to be back in the colorist community. And this idea of community, I think, is sorely missing in the world at the moment. So I'm very excited that we actually just get to come be a part. At LumaForge, we used to sponsor the mixer, so I'm stoked to see it back. And I was a former colorist. It feels like in another life, myself anyway. So, a lot of what we're doing at OWC and a lot of the reason we did the acquisition at OWC is because we're building an ecosystem. And really the goal, right? The way that we look at ourselves is, if you take a Formula One analogy, right, there's a car and a car has a lot of different parts in it. And any one of those parts fails, it doesn't matter. You might have a $500,000, $1 million car going around the track, but if any one of those parts fails, and it could be a smaller part, it could be a Thunderbolt cable, it could be a reader, it could be a drive, it could be you bought the wrong type of drive, it could be you're in USB-C versus Thunderbolt. There's 9 million things that can go wrong in your end-to-end workflow, but your car, if in this analogy, your car is your workflow, and ideally we are the pit crew assembling the solutions, the end-to-end solution, building you and optimizing the car that is designed so you can get home earlier and work faster, better, and cheaper. And we make like a billion things. So really what I'm interested in and what we're doing at OWC, we're going to be at the Center Hall. You come in, we're right near the Grass Valley booth when you walk in the Center Hall entrance. So it's really easy to find us. But basically, we are capture to completion. We are pretty much the only company you're going to find that makes the card readers, the docks, can sell you a used Mac, makes the external storage, makes the shared storage server, and makes the LTO archive. And ideally, where we're trying to go to is connecting an end-to-end solution. So what do I want to know from you guys? What am I hoping to do at the mixer is hear how you're working. Where are the pain points? Where are the problems? We're doing some fact finding because I think technology wise, things are going to be leveling up in the next couple of years. And the way that we create and roll out content has to have in order to stay competitive, has to have a very clear end-to-end workflow and solution, and every part of it matters, especially on the hardware side. So for me, we have Thunderbolt 5 coming. There's things that are, resolution like is exponentially increasing, HDR, all the things. This is not going, but for me, you are all on the front lines. I want to know what you're doing because we're going to get into our R&D lab and we're going to start designing the future based on your recommendations. So as much as I want to show you what we have already that's out and what's coming, I want to do some listening and get a sense of where you think things are going and what's important to you, because our goal is to help support you make awesome things. So with that in mind, we're stoked to be a part of it, and looking forward to seeing you all in person. I'm tired of these Zooms, to be honest. This is all I do all day. I'm tethered to a computer screen.
Hey, Sam, just on the awesome thing part, it's easier to make awesome things when we have awesome things with products from guys like you.
Set it up, knock them down. Jeff, I appreciate that. Look at that.
That was easy. That was easy because the products are amazing. And with that, I've got to move us to our last one of our iColorist family in a lot of ways. Hey, Greg, it's good to see you. Got to unmute.
Good to see you,
right?
Jeff.
It wouldn't be a Zoom meeting. It wouldn't be a Zoom meeting without at least one unmute.
We got to glitch and do some little lip sync errors too to get everything right.
So, tell us what you're doing.
Oh, well, I was just impressed with Sam referring to the community, and that's a lot of what we're doing with the Professional Video Alliance also is we're having an alliance. We're getting manufacturers, content creators together and talking about video standards and increasing awareness of video standards, and then ensuring that the video standards are followed and everything's as tight as we can get it throughout the entire production chain. All good stuff.
Are you got what are you doing in Vegas, Greg? You don't have a booth per se, so you're just having meetings?
I'm having meetings. They can contact me on the ICA at pva.tv for an email if you want to have a meeting. We're doing 2 large press releases related to a manufacturer and related to a content provider. Those are really good things to have coming down the pike for us.
Tell people what PVA does for those who don't know.
All right. Well, the PVA is an organization that increases the awareness of video standards and teaches video standards. We teach the manufacturer side, we teach on the content creation side, and we create PVA video calibration professionals that can go around calibrating their own displays or other displays to the standards that we need to put monitors and projectors to. That being said, if you are a PVA certified video professional, you need to email me if you're coming to NAB, and we will pay for your attendance at the mixer. So just a nice little benefit. If you're PVA certified, we want to see you, and others want to see you, and I am willing to buy your ticket to get into the mixer events. That's in here or at the Amsterdam IBC show also. Yay!
And you've got some, Greg, have you running training in Vegas this year or not?
Training got pushed back. No, short answer.
Okay.
I was called to go to South Africa, Johannesburg. So I got to jump over there right after the show.
Okay. All right. Oh, great. Well, mate, thanks for your help. We'll catch you. We'll catch you, if not before, at the mixer. We'll have you building boxes, putting up banners,
collecting armbands. Yes.
Yeah. Good to get. We're going to need all that help. There's going to be a funky new raffle this year. No news. It's going to be a secret. The raffle's going to be different, and it's going to be exciting. Guaranteed.
Was it my idea?
Folks. Maybe,
was it the
Jeff,
one I suggested?
I took all ideas on board. I can't let you know whether yours has been selected or not. Right. Talking of raffles.
But before we do the raffle, ladies, bring a power bank, good shoes.
Yes.
Don't walk. Really don't walk. You're the most fit people on the planet. Don't walk. Don't. It's further away than you think. West Halls, that pyramid over there, it's just bigger than right. And I think those are the big ones. And food's good, pretty much almost anywhere.
And there's a barbecue on the Monday night, but I can't give you a ticket. But somebody in this meeting maybe can. There's a clue.
Okay.
That's supposed to be good. Monday
All
night
right.
is a barbecue. Yes, that's Monday night. It might be Saturday night the barbecue. Well, I think it's Saturday night. Yeah. There you go. You can go fishing for that one. So we've got to give away some prizes from Tangent and from Assimilate. So if we can get Mazze back and Andy back, they have questions, and you guys will be putting the answer in the YouTube chat. The first person who puts the answer in will win the prize.
While you're bringing them up, Andy, I need a way to keep my 3-year-old from stealing the balls out of my tangent surface. I don't know what the solution is.
Cover it in hot sauce.
We went to there's a post house in Brisbane I was working at. We had a big party and someone stole the trackballs. They were never found. What were they doing with them? Honestly,
you don't want to know. You don't want to know.
What a low thing to do. It sort of doesn't help, does it?
Friendly competitors.
You come in the next day and there's like 3 voids there in the front of your panel.
Warren, I got some for you here if you need. I sell these.
Yeah. Yes, you do. You do.
And
we need to bring Andy up,
not just red.
Yeah.
We need to bring Andy and Mazze up. You do sell the Mazze? Yeah. Like how? Like, can I get them like with little globes in them or?
No. I'm sorry.
Thank God.
I do have a little side business producing accessories and upgrades for tangent grading panels.
I also would like to have one that was clear, full of liquid, like a fish in there. That would create great discussions.
I will look
the
into
old Poggle clear balls.
It doesn't have to be a live fish. It could be a fake one. I wasn't suggesting put a live animal in there, for God's sake.
We love a side hustle. That's great.
We love a
I've
side
got
hustle.
3 or 4 of them.
So we have 2 things to give away. Let's do the Scratch. Is it a Scratch Play license? Is that what it is?
The product's name nowadays is Play Pro Studio.
Play Pro Studio.
Yes,
Play
and
Pro
it
Studio.
is a permanent license.
It's a permanent license. That's fantastic. Jason Feller in the YouTube chat, by the way, suggests a bourbon-filled trackball, which
that is a
just
brilliant
as long as
idea.
only if it's a low only if it's a low shelf one, because I wouldn't know if there's good bourbon in there unless we were going to age it. You want to ask? Do you have a question handy? Something prepared?
Right. Yes. Luckily, Warren warned me about this, so I could come up with an easy to answer question. Which tool in particular in Assimilate's portfolio handles ProRes RAW particularly well and is suited as a companion tool for DaVinci Resolve users? Go.
Everyone's typing madly. Are you typing, Jeff? You're going to win this one?
No, if you believe me, I've got a mechanical keyboard. You'd hear it.
Of course, we've got to allow for the YouTube delay now as well.
Yeah,
that's
why we're filling. There. Boom. No one knows the answer. Redraw.
That's outrageous.
Well, it's outrageous, but it's also, the internet.
There we go. There we go.
There goes Rodrigo 1.
There we go.
Live
Actually,
fantastic.
Repeat the question.
Rodrigo.
Well, I'm going to let Mazze here make the call because
Yes.
I called it Scratch Play incorrectly. I believe the correct answer is Play Pro Studio, isn't it?
Colin.
Yes.
Yeah, it is.
And that is Colin. That's Colin. Yes.
Nice.
He's
Thank
first
you.
to have the product name correct. As a matter of fact, it is actually not that easy of a question, because at its inception it was called Scratch Play, and it was free at the time. And eventually we made of it Play Pro, and for some reason people started to call it Assimilate Player Pro or just Assimilate Player, or they just stuck with Play. And by now it's called Play Pro Studio. It has much more functionality than, free Scratch Play had at the beginning. But yeah, people get confused with the name. The current name is Assimilate Play Pro Studio. Let that sink in. All right, Colin, I'll post my email address here in the YouTube chat, and you please send me an email and we'll get you set up with the license.
Fantastic. Thank you.
Congratulations,
Colin.
Colin. It's a great prize.
Thank you. That's clapping, by the way,
Andy?
Mazze, in Zoom world. Clapping.
Oh, is that so? I've learned something today.
We're all on
Thank
We're on
you.
to it.
Andy,
Andy.
what sort of question do you have for us?
Okay, so we have a similar theme question, which is, what do we, Tangent, call the function that we're adding to allow people to control extra functions in Resolve and other softwares? Can anybody
Excellent, mate.
remember the name?
I just want to say thanks to FX PhD that are sponsoring the mixer as well. They couldn't make it on tonight, but obviously Kevin and I run our training through them. They were mixering. Black Magic couldn't be here. Hedge couldn't be here. A few guys obviously busy, can't be here, but we want to thank everybody, whether they're on tonight. Obviously, the mixer is the main deal. This is just a little warm-up and a taster.
I see somebody's asking for a repeat. So it's what is the name of the function that we've added to our hub software to allow you to control additional functionality in Resolve or Premiere or Adobe Avid or anything else for that matter.
It was mentioned.
It was mentioned. Yeah.
There is the colorist in Brisbane, Australia, who is beta testing it.
Yeah.
Did mention it.
It's not Booster. Sorry, Jason.
Oh, maybe someone wasn't listening.
Maybe I made it too hard.
I don't know if it's going to be very exciting when it gets released.
Hey, Andy, don't
think
overthink it. It's okay if it's just a little hard. If they were to go to your website, like, could they find it on the webpage there?
They could if they look on the beta page.
They could. They could.
Yeah. So Bruce suggests the tangent mapper. Sadly not.
It's warm. It's warm. It's close. Not close enough.
Not close enough. Maybe I'll have to give a hint, which could be think of Jen Lee.
There we go. Jen's got it.
Warp Engine. Well done.
Jen Lee got it. Warp
Very
Engine.
nice.
All right, Jen Lee.
Well done, Jen. Jen's a friend of the mixer.
Good job.
Congratulations, Jen.
Yeah, if I'll put my email address on the YouTube chat as well, and if you send me an email, we will get a Ripple panel shipped off to you.
Well, cool.
Congratulations, Jen. I have children that have to go to, in the States here, soccer, everywhere else in the world, it's called football. First, I want to thank all of our sponsors. Second, if you're coming to Vegas at NAB, you need to come to the Colorist Mixer. It's an unbelievable time where you get to chat with people who do the things that you love. And as a bonus, there's a ton of stuff being given away there thanks to these sponsors. The event wouldn't happen if it wasn't for them. Meanwhile, I'm always in debt to all the people here, but particularly Kevin, Waz, you two. You always help keep this community alive and vibrant. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Jeff.
Yeah, Jeff and I will be presenting at PPW, doing some little stand-up shows, both on the show floor, which it can be hands-on, and also in their other rooms, post-production world, if you want to go and look at that. Ladies, you can have the final word. Are you really looking forward to NAB?
Yeah, can't wait.
Yeah,
it's going to be
definitely.
amazing. And we can't wait to meet you all in person.
Yes.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome.
Yeah, we're really excited to be there in person.
Thanks for having us on.
Right. Oh, well, thanks for
Can't
joining.
wait to meet you
Great
jet
luck.
lagged.
Yeah. Great luck. Great luck with the new shop. And
real
thanks everybody. This will now be available straight away on YouTube for any of your friends who want to watch it or maybe listen to it when they're traveling to the show. Thanks, guys. Thanks a lot to Gigi in the background for switching. Hey, Gabriel. Hey, you,
He
buddy.
can't hear you.
He
All right,
can't hear
Gabe.
me
Gabe
'cause
said he wants the
yeah.
desk down. I was standing.